Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I just wanted to take a second to ask you to go ahead and hit the subscribe, or go ahead and subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. And okay, so today I will be drawing a mushroom, and I got it off of Pinterest, and it took me about I think the video is about 20 minutes, so it was actually kind of fast. I didn't realize I drew it that fast. I think I'm getting a little quicker. But well, first things first, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys had a good weekend, and I hope you're well, today's Monday. I'm not sure if this is gonna go up today or it might go up tomorrow, but if it goes up today, I hope that you guys had a good Monday. I know sometimes Monday is like, ugh, it's Monday, but you know what, it's just another day. And if you are not satisfied with the life that you have right now, you can take steps to create a better life for yourself. So if Mondays are not your favorite, ask yourself why. Why is it not your favorite? Because if you have a life that you love every day, it doesn't even matter what day it is. You know what I mean? Even though you have a good life, you could have bad days here and there, but you shouldn't be having like a bad day every day. So if you feel like you have a bad day every day or a lot of the days, maybe you should ask yourself why. Well, that being said, yeah, I hope you guys are having a good Monday. And what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something and I forgot. Well, it'll come back to me. Well, anyway, so here I am. I know it doesn't look too much like a mushroom right now, but I was gonna say marshmallow. I always get those messed up, marshmallow and mushroom. But just trust the process. I actually really enjoyed drawing this mushroom. I was able to take my time, and I find that the more I relax and just take my time, the quicker I draw, actually. So if you are learning to draw as well, like I am, I would suggest that to just remember to relax. Just take your time. Drawing it is just so, for me, is so therapeutic. It helps me focus. And yeah, so here I am drawing the stem. You guys, I bought this well, I tried to buy this eraser. Like it's like a really thin eraser, and it's supposed to like help you with like highlighting and like well, it erases obviously, but it's more like a detail eraser, where it's like small. But then it never came, so it got lost in the mail, I guess. So I actually ended up going to Staples, and I couldn't find anything there, which is, I feel it was kind of weird, but they didn't have that kind of thing there. So I actually found another type of pencil at Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby has everything, in case you didn't know, like anything to do with like arts and craft. I mean, I was there for such a long time. I only bought the eraser, but I got familiar with what they have there because I want to start doing oil paintings. So they have all of that there, so now I know where to go. Because I do like finding stuff on Amazon, because they do have basically everything, but sometimes I just want to have it like that day, you know what I mean? And I don't really like paying for like overnight shipping. Like, for example, if I would have paid for like overnight shipping for the eraser that I ordered, the eraser itself was only like $6 or $7, but it was gonna come out to like let's see, like 6, 10, like almost $20 just with the shipping. And I'm like, nah. So now that I know that Hobby Lobby has basically everything, I want to pass that information along to you in case you didn't know, and you're like me and you're trying to you're learning to draw, and you're learning about different applications, go to Hobby Lobby, and like the people that work there, they know a lot of stuff too, so they could probably give you tips and suggestions. So I saw a lot of different, I saw the pastels. That's the other thing that I wanted to try is the pastels. They had all the charcoal. I have a lot of charcoal drawing materials, so I'm okay with that for now, but I don't have any pastels, so or oil paintings. So that's the next thing that I'm going to start purchasing is the oil paintings and the pastels. But for now, I'm sticking with the drawing. Oh, you can see it in the background. I'm copying it off Pinterest. I was trying not to, show behind the scenes, but there you go. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to copy. I think I did pretty good. You need to get to the point where it has like a little face, and the eyes were a little challenging, but not too much. Not too bad. So here I am drawing. I think these are called, what are these called on the mushrooms? Oh, is it? I have a feeling it's gills, but that's kind of weird because the gills are on a fish. What are these things? I forget what it's called, but it's like the underside of the mushroom cap. So here I am doing the detailing. And, oh, here, let me cover up my laptop. Oh. So anyway, so yeah, so I just wanted to say, I just want to encourage you guys, like I do in every video, to just, if you have a dream, to just go for it, just to decide, no matter how crazy it seems, or how impossible, or how like there's no way that I can pull this off, you might as well try. So I feel like if you are kind of like, oh, but like you want to jump and you're not sure, I just want to encourage you to do it, to study, to do some research, talk to somebody, because I feel like if you don't, and I think the worst feeling in the world before you like move on from this world is regret. I don't want to regret anything, you know what I mean? I don't want to regret not taking a chance or taking a risk. So I encourage you to be brave and take that leap, So here, this is the pencil that I was talking about, and it comes in so handy. It just looks like a pencil, but it's an eraser. Basically, instead of lead, it's an eraser. So it's really, really good for like just erasing like small things, and not messing up, like, because I have an eraser, but it's so big that it was erasing the stuff that I did not want to erase. So with this eraser, it just erases like very, very, very small areas. So here's the eyes. They kind of look like beans. So I kind of was I know what a bean looks like, so I just kept just draw a bean. So that's one eye, and then I'm gonna try the other eye. The other eye was a little more challenging. That's the one thing that I've noticed, like when I'm drawing a face, one eye is like good, and then when I try to draw the other eye, it's like, ugh, oh my god. It's just because you're trying to make it look like the other one, and it sometimes it doesn't. So here's the other eye. Oh, and I'm drawing on. I have a different setup now. So I have this wooden easel that I believe my nephew gave me this for my birthday. I believe so. I believe it was my nephew. I think so. My nephew Caleb. I doubt he watches my videos, but in case you do, Caleb, I love you and thank you for the easel. I am putting it to good use, and I think this, because I bought, oh, you guys, also I bought a book. I went to Barnes and Noble, and I was like, you don't need to buy a book, you just get stuff on for Pinterest and YouTube for free. But I'm like, I just wanted to buy this book. I feel like, and it has so many tips. So that's the reason that I'm using the easel, is because of the book. It's saying the best posture, the best angle to draw is upright, instead of just like on the table. I mean, you can, I've done it and everything, but and the book is right. Like, it's just so much easier, because what you want to do when especially if you're copying something, if you're not doing something from memory, like if you're actually looking at something, what they recommend is that you move your head as little as possible. Basically, just your eyes. Just your eyes are going looking at the page and whatever you're trying to copy, and it has to be like eye level. And this helped me so much. I feel that that's why I got it done kind of quick, and it is kind of a smaller drawing as well. But I do feel that this angle helps me out a lot. So that's another tip. If you are also learning to draw like me, an easel, this little easel, I believe my nephew got it at Five and Below. Yeah, that's the other thing I was gonna say. Five and Below has like a lot of art supplies, surprisingly, and everything that I have art supply wise is from a Five and Below. So I don't know where my brother got this pencil from, but I think it was from Five and Below as well. But that I'm not sure. But all my my colored pencils, the charcoal, the my sketchbooks, I've gotten them from Five and Below. So, and it's cheaper than the Hobby Lobby is kind of pricey sometimes. So especially if you're first starting out, like when you're first starting out, you don't need to have like fancy supplies. It's just I could have done this with like a regular pencil, but little by little you get to know more different tools. So here I am drawing the eyes. This eye was kind of wonky, so I'm gonna erase a little bit of it because it was just kind of weird. I kind of wanted it to look like the other one, and it just wasn't. So yeah, here I am coloring this in. You guys, also, I drew this mushroom because I recently watched a documentary or a docu-series. I haven't finished it, but it's called How to Change Your Mind, and it's about psychedelics and like LSD and mushrooms and just psychedelics in general, and how they can help with a variety of things. It can help somebody who's an addict. It can help somebody who has mental problems like anxiety, depression. It's very, very interesting. I mean, so very interesting. It gives the history of when it was used and when of how it was used and how it became a, what do they call that, a category something drug. You know how they have like weed used to be like a drug, and now it's like they've decriminalized it and it's legal in a lot of states. And it kind of shows the history of when it became illegal to use like LSD and all that stuff. It's really, really interesting. And if you're interested in that, it's on Netflix. That's where I saw it. So that's what gave me the idea of drawing this mushroom. Plus I thought it was cool. It had that little face on it. So. And then I have my little smiley face to remind you, no matter what you're going through, you can choose to be happy. You don't have to be in a good situation to choose to feel happy. And I know sometimes it's hard, especially if you're going through something at the moment. But that's what I was gonna tell you guys. So a couple of my friends recommended a book to me. It's called what is it called? Let me get it real quick. It is called Man's Search for Meaning. It's a book by Viktor Frankl. He is I'm not sure if he's still alive, but he was a Holocaust survivor, and he talks about, this book is just so interesting. He talks about how basically the moral of the book is like how you have a choice. Your mind is your own. Like it doesn't matter what situation you are in physically, like where you are, your mind is your own, and you always have a choice. It's hard sometimes to make the choice to be happy in spite of what you're going through, but you always have a choice to look at the bright side, or just to stay positive, even when you are suffering. And that's the other thing he mentions something really, really, really interesting to me. He says about suffering, he's like, suffering is inevitable. Obviously we all go through stuff, even things that are not your fault, just things that are unfair, and just life in general. You never know. I mean, there could be a natural disaster. You can get sick. Somebody in your family can get sick. Things happen. You know what I mean? But he was saying that the way that you suffer makes all the difference. So I know that sounds crazy, like oh, how do you suffer? Like what it means is, like, he was giving an example that there was people, the majority of people obviously were overwhelmed with the situation when they were in the concentration camps. Like, hello, how could you not? I mean, yeah, of course, you're in a freaking concentration camp. You don't even know what the hell's gonna happen. You could die. They're cruel. You're hungry. You're cold. You're working all freaking day. I mean, it's just horrible. So he was giving an example of people who were in the same situation. They were in the concentration camp, but they were always trying to keep people, like, their spirits up. They were always trying to, like, help people. Like, they would give away their food. Like, they literally were starving all the time, and these people would give their food away and would help, like, keep the morale up as much as possible. And he said that it was just amazing to see people still trying to be positive even in that situation. So I'm like, you know what? If people in that situation can choose to have a good attitude, can choose to be happy, even if they didn't know what was going to happen the next day, even if they thought maybe the next day they were going to get, killed, that was a possibility every day. But he said that these people were so, like, they just chose to be happy in spite of everything. And he said that it's not that they were happy all the time. They all had their moments where, they got sad, they were worried, they cried and everything, but they wouldn't stay in that state of mind. Like, they would like, they would choose to get it out, vent, and then kind of just be as positive as possible. Oh my god, guys, this book is so interesting. I'm almost done with it. Like, they recommended this book to me a long time ago, but I started reading it, like, I think, like, a couple of weeks ago. I haven't read, like, a lot of it every day, but, like, the past, I want to say 2-3 days, I've read a lot of it, and I'm almost done with it. It's not a very long book at all. You can read it really fast, but I just haven't, like, read a lot of it daily. But anyways, it's, like, again, it's called Man's Search for Meaning, and it's by Viktor E. Frankl. So very interesting. And it says it sold more than 16 million copies worldwide. Oh my god, it's just like I was saying, he's saying, like, the way you suffer, like, it's the way you, like, you don't complain. Like, once you complain, it's almost like you make the situation worse. I mean, how it's so hard not to complain when something bad is going on, but you make your situation worse when you do. You know what I mean? It's understandable. I don't think anybody blames anybody for complaining when something is going wrong, but you have to keep your spirits up. And you can, like, it's all in your mind, and, like, it's all in your mind. Like, nobody can tell you what to think. I mean, they could tell you, but you don't have to think what they tell you to think, Even if you're like, yeah, and then you pretend that you're thinking what they want you to think, they'll never know what you're thinking. And that's your right. Your mind is yours. It doesn't belong to anybody else. No one else. Not your parents, not your spouse, no one. So here I am putting in some details, and I think this mushroom is so cute. That's why I want to try to do pastels, because I want to do it in color, but I'm not there yet. I think I'm still gonna continue to practice my drawing. You guys, the other day I was trying to draw, and I, for some reason, couldn't, like, I don't know, I couldn't do it. And then, that's the other thing in the book. It recommends that when you draw, you put on, like relaxing music. And I found, like, if you go on Spotify, you'll find, like, I'm sure if you have iTunes, they have playlists there as well. But if you look up like study music or like calming, instrumental, no words, nothing that'll make your imaginate, like nothing that'll make you think about anything. It's just more like background music, just to kind of calm music. And because that's how you want to be when you're drawing. You want to be focused, but you want to be relaxed. You want to take your time. You don't want to rush anything, because then that's when you kind of start messing up, is what I've noticed. So it's actually very, very helpful. It's very meditative. So I feel like if you're interested in like meditation and you find meditation like a little boring, art is like, for me, it's very meditative, because I have to focus on what I'm doing, but I also have to take my time and relax. And oh, it's just awesome, guys. It's hard to explain what it does to your brain, but I have noticed a big difference in my ability to focus, especially at work. Because I work with numbers all day, and it gets a little boring sometimes, because it's like, oh my gosh, it's just numbers, you know what I mean? Like the things that the numbers represent is impressive, but then the day I work with numbers, and it has to balance, and it has to, like, numbers is just black and white. There's no gray areas. It's either wrong or it's right. So sometimes to find like a discrepancy is just a pain in the you know what, because oh my gosh, especially if it's like a small number. Like, it drives me crazy when I'm off like a penny or two. It's just like, really, I have to go through all this just to find this? And you have to. You have to account for everything. So drawing has helped me so much just to focus. And you kind of have to see like life as practice. Everything that you go through, everything that you're doing right now is going to help you somehow down the line. And it is not your business to know what is going to help you, and it's just your job to just do what is at hand, to be present, to not rush whatever you're doing. So here I'm just gonna do some more detail. And I really do like this setup a lot more. I really do feel that I got this drawing done as quick as I did because of the setup. And you have to sit up straight. And then the other thing you have to remember is, like, you don't really draw from your wrist so much as you draw from like your whole arm. Like, you're basically kind of starting the movement from your shoulder or from your elbow. And it's not so much just in your wrist. It's more like your whole arm does the movement. It's kind of like yoga. Like yoga, they teach you that the movements come from your legs are connected to your pelvis, your pelvic floor. So you have to like think of it like that. Like, it's coming from the pelvic floor. And so when you stretch your leg out or your arm out, if you're stretching your arm out, it's more like from your core. But like, say your legs, if you're stretching out your legs or you're doing a movement with your leg or something, it's coming from your pelvic floor. And it's kind of the same thing. So like, since I'm moving my arm, it's not in the wrist, it's more in the arm and the elbow. I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, you should Google it, because that's how I learned it. And what is this, guys? This is a magic mushroom. And I hope you have a great day, a great rest of the week. Thank you so much for staying till the end. See you guys next time. Bye.